We finally leave Airlie Beach and sail north to spend a few days at gorgeous Cape Gloucester and Shag Islet, the spiritual home of the Shag Islet Cruising Yacht Club. Here we enjoy some beachcombing, fishing and great company.
We live the cruiser's life, which of course means fixing boat things in exotic locations.
And in the Our Galley segment, Karen talks about how her Shuttle Chef Thermos cooker works and why she loves it so much. We're just getting ready to leave Airlie Beach and head up to Cape Gloucester, where looks like we're going to have a fairly mild wind in the low teens, and it's shaping up as a nice Spinnaker day, so we've got set up to do just that. Now normally at anchor what we like to do is pull up the mizzen first, and before we even pull the anchor up, then it's up, holds us to wind nicely while we're getting the anchor up, etc. But we're being held by tide here at the moment. Have a look at the wind angle. We've got 60 degrees here. If I try to get the mizzen up, it's going to end up in all sorts of ugly places. So we'll get the anchor up first, motor out, turn to wind, get the mizzen up, and then get the main up the mast and ready to roll. Okay, let's get the main sheet on. I said it was going to be a gentle sail. I hope it's going to be any sort of sail.
Turn that engine off for a while.
We'll give it a crack, see how we go. It's not happening in an hour. Engine comes on. Forecast is 12 to 14 knots. We currently have 3 to 4. And even our beautiful asymmetric Spinnaker is struggling in 3 to 4. We now got 9 or 10 knots at around 120 degrees. Our Dreamtime is loving it with the kite up. Charging along at the moment at about 6.5 knots, which ain't bad in 8 knots of wind. Hope it keeps up. Mainland separated from Gloucester Island by this Gloucester Channel. Easily navigable, it's well marked, it is shallow, but the channel is passable at all but the very, very lowest tides in a keelboat. At our 1.5 metre draft we have no trouble at any time. The current does flow with the tide, so you can get a couple of knots of current in there. The incoming tide flows towards the south and the outgoing heads north, so we generally try and time our transit to take advantage of that. And across on the western side of Gloucester Island is Bono Bay, a very popular anchorage as well. There's currently a commercial trawler hanging off there, having a bit of a rest for the day before, well, maybe fishing tonight, but I don't know, not with 20-25 knots predicted.
Drop when you're ready, babe. Distance to the charter catamaran, all good?
Absolutely, miles from everybody.
Lovely.
The anchorage here at Cape Gloucester's got plenty of room to drop the pick as we have. Well, there are a number of mooring balls that are available from the Cape Gloucester Eco Resort. I think it's $25 a night if you want to use a mooring ball. But if you go in there for dinner, they wipe the $25. So not a bad deal. On our Dreamtime we do prefer to use our own ground tackle wherever possible. We trust our anchor. You never know what you get with a mooring ball. Beaches here are absolutely beautiful, sand and quite extensive. Great for a nice long walk. Just off the resort is the spiritual home of the Shag Island Cruising Yacht Club. There it is, Shag Isle. Karen and I are very proud Vice-Commodores of the club, along with a few other 1,000 people. And this has been the site of the club's rendezvous each year until 2020, the dreaded year of COVID-19. Monty's Resort for a long time was the centrepiece of the Shag Island Cruising Yacht Club rendezvous. Unfortunately at the moment the resort is not operational. The accommodation cabins are, but the restaurant, bar, etc. is all closed.
The Cape Gloucester Eco Resort had reopened. Cruisers are more than welcome and we really enjoyed their facilities, including the bar, live music on the weekend, a splash in the pool, and their excellent restaurant where we celebrated Karen's birthday with friends Rich and Michelle.
What's going on today, Rob?
Fishing day! Sitting at anchor at Cape Gloucester. Got about 12 knots of wind. And we're going to see whether we can pick up whatever is out here, to be honest. So I'm going to try a bit of trolling first.
And if it's a bit bumpy and unpleasant, we might sneak around the other side of Shag Island and see if we can just drop the anchor down and do a bit of bottom fishing with some protection from this wind, so it's nice and pleasant.
And
That's the plan.
how did this fishing day come about?
Wow, Richard Cowling from La Nina challenged us to a fishing competition. I might note that he is still currently sitting on his boat losing out because he says he wants to wait till the wind drops.
And the wind isn't going to drop, is it? It's only
Not
going
till
to
about Tuesday, I think.
So he's just woozed out because he's had a few too many drinks at the bar, right?
Well, whatever reason, it's up to Richard.
Just stunning here.
Lovely spot.
What's that?
Fish on.
Fish on! Whoa! So first fish on board in the bucket, little grinner. Be nice for some bait later when we go over to the other reef and do some bottom fishing. Well, we've decided to come into this nice little reef area and do some bottom fishing. Let's see whether we can pick up any nice little reef fish for dinner.
Well, anything to beat Richard now that he's out.
Yeah.
We're not very competitive.
It's got nothing to do with competition. We need some fish for dinner, right?
Because we've only got about 8 meals of mackerel left.
So is the fishing comp over, Rob?
No, half time. Pizza time. And there's still a light in the water.
And our competition, what are they doing?
Not a lot.
I think they're giving up. Too beautiful a day, hey, to go fishing apparently.
Lunch. Lunch is served.
Me.
Okay, so cruising, fixing boats in exotic locations. Well, this qualifies as the exotic location. Beautiful on the beach here at Cape Gloucester. Our tender, Tinny 2, she's been getting water on the inside. That's not the plan. So we've emptied everything out, tipped her up, had a really good inspection of the hull, and there's just no breaches in the hull at all. So the one thing we can think of is this fitting here, the bung fitting. The actual fitting itself may have been leaking. We put a new bung in, a new bung seal, so we pretty well eliminated that. So what I've done is just use this really good expensive sealant and just a little bit of a smear now to push it all the way in. And then we're going to let it all set off, go hard while the tide comes in, and then hopefully the water is going to stay on the outside of the tin.
What a beautiful day. Well, Tinny 2 does her thing.
Not a bad way to pass the time until our sealant dries. Our cool cabana up, providing nice shade. Hook just about right for the cruising life.
Our Shuttle Chef meals are really our passage food meals, or for when I'm going to feel lazy in the galley after we've done not even a long passage, but that we've, going to get in at a later hour so that I then don't have to cook a hot meal when we get in. We're travelling in company this trip, and it's only a 35 nautical mile trip. But being so, to cook for 6 people after a passage, well, that I'd love it, but you know, you never know what the passage is really going to be like, so it's nice to have the meal prepped. I just popped in some gravy beef, did up a lovely sauce, popped in some vegetables, canned, some onion, some herbs and spices, and in these 2 pots I have what will be the base of a casserole. I'm bringing them to simmer, and I'll simmer them for a good 20 minutes, and then I will pop them into our Shuttle Chef, and the Shuttle Chef will do the rest of the job for me. And when we get in, I'll just do the polenta top, and we're done. Dinner for 6. The Shuttle Chef goes into its carry case, which we have actually just used the handle to lock it in behind the nav there, and it will sit and cook for the rest of the day. Dinner has been cooking all day. It should be scrumptious. You can smell it. Yeah, it's looking good. Let's give it a good stir and see how this has come up. There are 2 pots of this, so oh, very nice. I'll just thicken that on the stove just before I serve it, and I have some lovely polenta to go with. Nice.
And just about effortless after a passage.
Oh, totally. I didn't do anything. I actually had a sleep this afternoon and still got people coming for dinner.
If you're enjoying our videos, please make sure you give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. It really does help us with YouTube to reach more people. If you also hit the bell button, you'll be notified each time we release a new episode. Come sail with us again soon.